Hello and welcome, dear listeners. This is your host Sunita Rawat, and you are listening to your very own channel, Dear Listeners, where we talk heart to heart. Today, I'm here with a story that may sound simple, but it carries a deep message about real happiness. Yes, a kind of happiness that doesn't come from buying things, but from being something or being with someone. So, sit back and take a deep breath and come with me on this small emotional journey. Once upon a time, in a small, peaceful village nestled in the hills, much like the ones we have here in Uttarakhand, lived an old man named Hari Prasad. He was 78 years old. Wrinkles lined his face like the roots of an old banyan tree, but his eyes still sparkled with life. He lived alone. His wife had passed away years ago. His son had a job in the city and visits were rare. He wasn't rich. He had a small house, a little garden, and 3 goats. But every morning you could see him smiling, watering his plants, feeding birds, talking to the trees as if they were old friends. The villagers used to say, Baba is always happy. Maybe he's just a little mad. But one little boy named Arjun thought differently. Arjun was 9 years old, and every evening he would come and sit next to Baba Hari. While the rest of the village was busy watching TV or scrolling on phones, Arjun was happy listening to Baba's stories. One evening, Arjun asked, Baba, you don't have a TV or a big house or toys like me, but you are always smiling. Don't you get bored? Don't you feel lonely? Hari Prasad smiled and said, Arjun beta, real happiness doesn't come from things, it comes from moments, from people, from peace. Arjun blinked. Peace? Yes, peace of mind, peace in the heart. Look around, the birds singing, the smell of wet soil, the sunset painting the sky. These are little joys. When we learn to see them, we become rich in happiness. Arjun was quiet for a while. Then he asked, So, are you never sad, Baba? Hari Prasad gently took Arjun's tiny hand in his. Sadness comes, beta, but I don't fight it. I let it sit with me like a guest. I give it tea and then slowly it leaves. Dear listeners, isn't that beautiful? Most of us spend our life running behind money, more followers, bigger homes, fancier gadgets, and we forget that happiness doesn't always come wrapped in gold. Sometimes it's in the warmth of your mother's hug, the sound of your child's laughter, the smell of tea on a rainy day, the feeling of helping a stranger without expecting anything in return. We scroll for hours, comparing our lives to others, thinking, maybe if I had that car or that body, I would be happy. But no one shows the whole story on social media. No filter can capture real happiness. Let me ask you, dear listener, when was the last time you laughed so hard your stomach hurt? When was the last time you felt truly at peace with no phone, no noise, just you and your thoughts? When was the last time you sat with your parents and just talked? If it's been a long time, maybe it's time to return to those moments. Real happiness is not having more but needing less, not buying things but building memories, not being perfect but being present. You know, Baba Hari Prasad passed away a few years later, but Arjun, he still visits that little garden. He now teaches in the village school, and every time he waters the plants or watches a sunset, he smiles and says, Real happiness lives in the small things, just like Baba said. So, dear listeners, next time you feel low or confused about life, sit down, look around, breathe, because the real treasure might already be with you. This is your host, Sunita Rawat, signing off from this episode of Dear Listeners. Until next time, stay kind, stay thoughtful, and don't forget to smile at the little things. Goodbye and lots of love.